Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm Steve from Middle Kingdom Fitness. I am doing my cardio session yet again. I had to skip last night because my middle granddaughter wanted to go to the carnival at the river and was crying quite forcibly. Um, and I believe that my job as a grandfather is not to say no, let mom and dad do that. So I missed last night's session, but I'm still determined. Oh, just a little tightness. There we go. There's a little shaky there. Sorry about that. To get in my 150 minutes a week, that still feels a little loose, which is recommended as a minimum. 150 minutes a week minimum, which will help you burn calories and also increase your longevity, and I mean in years. 3.8 years is the numbers that my research indicates that doing 150 minutes a week of cardio, low intensity, steady state cardio, also known as LISS. I mean, I'm not sure when LISS becomes MISS, moderate intensity, steady state cardio. I guess I could research that. So I'm going about 25 as an average. I don't know if it's kilometers per hour or watts, whatever it is. It doesn't make a difference to me. It's just something to keep me on pace. So we ended up taking my granddaughter and her older sister to the carnival. It's like the fourth time we've taken them, but we love it. We love any time that we can spend with them and making them happy, because we love our granddaughters and they love us very much. I've only known them less than a year. February 12th will mark 1 year since I've come here to the Philippines. Before that, I was in Cambodia for 3 months, and before that, I was in China for about 4.5 years. But this is the final destination other than holidays and vacations. Oh, my arm looks big! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm gonna tricep. Wow. It doesn't look that way to me when I look down at it. But when I say, I'm happy with what I see in the mirror, but I'm not happy when I look at myself. So we got 30 minutes tonight, which will mean that we've done 120 minutes so far this week. And that gives me the option of which day I want to take off, Saturday or Sunday. But that's the beauty of it. I have both nights free. I have no plans. So if I even choose to take a night off, it doesn't matter which one, and I can decide at the time. Been quite a logistical nightmare with the supplement business today, with secondary and tertiary suppliers not carrying their weight and making things very difficult for my customers and myself. My customers were very understanding and appreciative of my efforts, and I was able to resolve everything, but for the last 3 days, all I've been doing is putting out fires caused by my suppliers. So speaking of fires, I fired them. So now I'm pretty much working with just one supplier, which limits my selection, but he is the least expensive of all the suppliers I've been dealing with over the last 5 years, and also he is the most honorable and trustworthy. So people will just have to understand that I can't give them every product they want, but the ones that they are going to get, all promises will be kept, and you'll get the best price. So I think that's a fair trade-off. Besides, as I've mentioned before, I'm kind of steering away from the supplements business because of a couple reasons. One, the drop in the market thanks to the pandemic chased all the expats out of China, which is where my customer base is for my freelance business. And also changes in Chinese government restrictions about imports. We can't bring in as much as we want, quantity-wise and brand-wise. And that indirectly hurts the prices as well. So we don't have what brand they want or enough of what they want, and as a result, we can't charge the same prices anymore. And the other thing is that, and I don't know how to say this diplomatically, but attitude changes in some of my customer base as well. Again, trying to be politically correct, but some people don't understand the changes, and they think it's just some kind of way to build sales. They're telling them that things are in short supply, buy it now. Like we're trying to scare them or something into making purchases. And more prominent is people who don't follow through on what they say they're going to do. And a lot of people say, well, Steve, maybe you're not cut out for business. And while everyone, of course, is entitled to their opinion, people don't know that I have over 25 years of part-time retail under my belt, and I never had any severe issues with customers. Maybe you can't please every single person at the time, but never any kind of issues like I'm having here. And I blame that on the fact that this is an online business as opposed to an on-premise, as we call it. See, I'm not lying. I've worked retail, on-premise, I know. Where people act in a certain manner because they know that they never have to see me up close. And I'm not saying I'm threatening them or anything. Just the anonymity of it. People don't think they need to follow through on their word or say thank you or ask hundreds of questions and then not even tell the person what they're going to do, or say, okay, I'll place an order this Friday and never get back. So up until recently, I started to defend myself and let people know that I didn't appreciate some of the behaviors that were being directed towards me. And I probably scared off some of the customers, but that's okay because now I have less stress, except in what's happened in the last 3 days, but none of that stress was from the customers, and they were very understanding. And the things that they were apologizing for, they were well within their rights. If you pay money for a product and it doesn't get there when it's supposed to, you have a right to ask for the shipping and tracking. And they're apologizing for it. I'm like, no. I think that I've created a reputation for myself that people think I'm not easy to deal with, which is what I've been driven to. And other people are afraid of losing my services because of it, and that's not the case. Maybe I do overreact, but not when it's not somebody's fault. And I had one guy tell me the customer's always right, and no, that's not the case. I've had a few people tell me that. Customers are not always right. If they tell me that they bought this product in China and I know that it was never released in China, then that means either they're lying or they bought a counterfeit product. But I know what you can get and what you can't get. And people will argue with me. Okay, maybe it wasn't counterfeit, maybe it was on somebody's shelf for an extended period of time. In other words, expired. So we're going for 30 minutes. Need to change the topic. We're 10 minutes in. How do you like my new drinking container? It says it's 3 liters. It looks a little small to me, but who am I to argue? I've gone through like 1.5 of these today. I did start my newest eating plan, nutrition plan this weekend. I don't use the word diet because I don't believe in diets. You probably heard me say this over and over again, so I'm not going to go into it. If you want to know, message me and I'll tell you why I don't believe in the word diet. And I call this the one less nutritional plan. And by one less, rather than completely giving up things that I'm used to eating, and I eat pretty healthy when it's available to me. That's a big conditioner there. But because I'm trying to bulk up, muscle up, I tend to overeat some of it. So right now I just want to work on this a little bit. I did lose 4.6 pounds in the first 3 days. Fourth day, I added half a pound, I believe it was. So I just tightened the notches a little bit. So, I mean, let me give you an example of one less. Normally I have a 5 egg white omelet every morning. Well, guess how many I'm having now? 4. When I eat rice with lunch and dinner, I normally take 2 healthy scoops. Guess how many I'm taking now? 1. 1 less. Get it? So I'm just trying to get across that. If you make drastic changes, it's very difficult to avoid cravings and to avoid ending the diet prematurely. I said it. -1 for Steve. But that's the problem with it. Yeah, that's the problem with, and forgive me, diets, because diets are usually unsustainable. And once you no longer want to be on that particular diet that you've chosen, most of your results will undo themselves and go right back to where you were. And that just goes across the board. I'm not going to name any particular diets because they all fall into that category. So I am trying to make common sense choices, moderate reductions. So right now, I mean, because of the things I'm describing, it seems like a lot. But I mean, let's say I drank 20 bottles of Coke, which I don't. 1 less would be 19. Next week will be 8. So it's definitely not something that can't be curbed. On top of that, there's a little additional, and this might make things difficult for some people who are trying to follow this, but no condiments, no sauces, no dressing. Because I believe that those are unnecessary calories. And quite frankly, there's not a big selection of salad dressings available here in the Philippines. And what I'm really trying to do, more so than save a few calories, is to reinforce that food is a tool. It's just a way to get to my goals. It's the means, not the end. So when you're watching what you eat, you're refueling your body, and taste should not be that important. And for some people, that's easier to do than others. I've always been pretty good that way. I mean, I've been drinking protein shakes for years, and people ask, oh, does it taste good? Is it delicious? And I'm like, I really don't know, because that's not what I have protein shakes for. I have it to get protein into my body, to synthesize protein growth in the muscles. So, I'm not there to enjoy it. It's not a milkshake, it's not a Molten as far as I'm concerned, it's a tool. That being said, many are delicious, but that's just an after effect. It's something that I'm not concerned about. If I come to determine that one protein powder is far superior than the others, I don't care what it tastes like. But like I said, there are so many good flavors out now. I mean, back when I started, when it was basically your only choices were Weeder and Twin Lab, and they both tasted like wet chalk. I mean, now you can get cookies and cream, you can get tiramisu, chocolate mousse, cereal flavors. So, I mean, it's definitely a whole different ballgame. I know I'm not getting a lot of viewers. In fact, it says I haven't had any. But if you are watching this later, I'm doing this for selfish means. This is what distracts me during cardio. More than music, more than watching movies, more than YouTube or Netflix. Making these broadcasts, which will be content, but then again, is it really content if nobody's watching it? That's what distracts me the least. Cardio is very difficult for me. And I get bored very easily and I stop. But for some reason, these videos, here I am coming up on 17 minutes. I probably would never have made that listening to music on my phone. And I don't even have good headsets anymore thanks to my dogs. So I can't really hear the music for the most part. I've tried to combine the music into these videos to make it interesting. I even tried to do karaoke with this, but I don't know a way around the copyright thing, and I'm tired of getting my wrist slapped by all these big record companies. Do they still stay record companies? So I just decided not to even bother. Second book is out, sold one copy so far, which is pretty good because only the paperback version is available just yet. And the countries that they can ship the book to are limited. My first book, you could send a book anyway. Now all of a sudden there's new regulations that I was unaware of. My fault. Shame on me. But they can't be sent to China, Philippines, Cambodia. I have a good percentage of friends and wannabe readers there. But now they can only get the digital version, which is not yet available on Amazon. But they can order it directly through me as the first purchaser did. Amazon has made the process much more difficult. In fact, I had to tag out and let my friend finish it up for me. Before, in my first book, Class and Session by See the Teacher, still available on Amazon.com. I was able to upload the whole book, but now they have their own creator and or template, whatever you want to call it, and now it has to be done exactly the way they want it, or else it won't accept it. And it's very frustrating to me. And my friend Pearl, besides being my best friend, is much more patient than I am, and also more versed in computer skills. So we got about 10 minutes left. So anyway, as I was saying, that I'm focusing less on the supplements and more on the online training, either personally through me, or you can view uploaded sessions, full-length sessions, I might add, on 99c.fit. I will include all of the codes at the end, the links, so you can save money on it, on all of the products that I represent. And I'm really enjoying the training aspect of it. I get to be me, more so than as a salesman, which is what I am with the supplements for the most part. I mean, my personality still gets into it, believe me, and my passion, but, you know, anyway, I don't want to complain about that anymore. But I can be as silly as I want in these training sessions, so people can watch some of my videos on YouTube. They're not full-length sessions on YouTube, but they're done a little more in an entertaining style. Or they can go to 99c.fit and get full-length sessions that can range anywhere from 25 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on which workout you select. And you can see in advance, it'll tell you how long it is, so if that is a deciding factor for you, it's right there, right on the screen. And for 99c.fit, I do an entire workout from start to finish, including changing up the weights in a realistic fashion, because that's what most of us are. We're everyday people, which is what my book is about, by the way. We're everyday people trying to improve ourselves. We're not training for competitions for the most part. We just want to look better and feel better. And that's who the book is geared toward. In fact, it's called Real Training for Real People. I guess I should have told you that before, huh? Oh, it's slightly under 25 tonight. I don't know, maybe I'm just tired. I mean, now that I see it and making a concerted effort, it's over 25. But normally I just go over 25 naturally. So not only am I doing the book and the online training and the 99C Fit training, but I'm also promoting for other companies. My two newest ones I'm very excited about, and not in any particular order, but Toro bands. They are resistance bands that I have seen influencers using for the last 2 to 3 years, and I've been dying to try them. They are heavy duty, super strength, high resistance, basically indestructible resistance bands, which is good enough in itself, but they also come in at higher resistance levels than any bands that I've ever seen. You get, with your set, 4 bands, 40 pounds, 60, 70, and 80. That's more than triple what my usual resistance band sets provide. You get 2 heavy duty, and I mean heavy duty handles. They're like solid wood wrapped in like a soft rubber. It has a name, but I'm a little tired right now. It comes with the leg wraps. It comes with a padded cushion, which attaches around the bands and with Velcro. And it comes with an alternate, it comes with an anchor and what I call an alternate anchor. I don't even know what to call it. Anchor, not anchor. So if you don't have a door, you can wrap this anchor around a tree or a pole, garbage can, I mean just about anything. Fence post. So it just gives you another option. And it's interesting that this and the protective pad that I was just mentioning, they don't even show it when you're ordering the product, so it's almost like a free gift. And they all come in a handy carrying bag. A lot of people put more weight into that than others. And by that, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but some of the influencers who review resistance bands, for them, make or break is it a good bag? And to me, that's the least important factor when I'm buying resistance bands. I have bags at home. I don't, we all go to Walmart, or I don't go anymore, but you know what I'm saying. We all have plastic bags, we all have the cloth bags, vinyl bags. I'm okay, book bag, knapsack, I'm okay putting my bands in there. The fact that they included one, all the better, but wasn't going to change my opinion. And I've been using them exclusively for about 3 weeks now. And I'm so glad. Because they really, like I said, I wanted them for years. And I'm not going to lie to you, of all the resistance bands I have, they are the most expensive. However, you can get 50% off if you use my code. Someone else had given me their code. So, that was pretty good. But then the next problem was that they don't ship to the Philippines. And I just accepted that answer for like a year. And finally I decided, you know what, I want these. When there's a will, there's a way. So I contacted a buddy of mine in Pennsylvania and asked if I could have the bands sent to him. But the problem was, my money was in a Philippine bank account, so it was not attached to my credit card, and I didn't want to wait another month to put it on my credit card. So I asked him to front me the money, and then I would send it to him, and we're good enough friends that he knew that I would send it to him. First, he gave me his PayPal. Didn't work. There's some kind of problem on his end, apparently. So then I still have access to my American Citibank account, so I did an online payment. Because he's not an established business, instead of just transferring it into his funds, they cut a paper check. So I had one sent to him. After about 2 weeks, I checked up. Did you get the money? I didn't want to be pushy. No, not yet, but things take a while around here, he said. Just wait. So I waited another 2 weeks, and he still hadn't had it. And I said, I don't trust this. So I called the bank, and they said that they could cancel the previous check and issue another one. Well, the same exact thing happened. And my friend is very patient. Oh, we'll get it. And I'm not that patient. So, and he had already ordered it and put up his money. So I was going to send him his money plus an extra $100 for shipping. And I'm sure there's leftover, but that's not the point of it. I'm sure he's done enough favors for me over the years that an extra few bucks here or there is not worth mentioning. But I'm mentioning it. I don't know what's wrong with that. I still have 0 keys, by the way. So finally I decided that I would have to send it to a Western Union. Western Union is not cheap. It costs quite a bit. And then you also have to take into account that he's going to have a fee on his end, so you have to put in more so he gets the exact amount that was promised. So finally, he got the money, and then he sent me the bands, but it took a couple weeks before he was able to get to the post office. He works third shift, and he's got a lot going on, so eventually he had his girlfriend send it out. And that was another 10 to 12 days. So now, we started the whole process towards the end of August, and I got him like